I'm here with the lovely Dr. Erin Hudson. I'm so happy to have her here with us for the Thrive Show today. Thank you for joining us, Erin. You know, the point of the Thrive Show is to thrive, right? We want to detox the crap in our life, whether it's our physical being, our emotional being, our financial well-being, and the relationships in our life. And this all started because my life was a hot mess, right? So I just want to bring hope to others. And the way I'm doing that is bringing people that provide value and have learned and applied what they've learned and are helping others to be able to achieve things in their life. So the reason why Dr. Erin Hudson is here with us today is she is absolutely amazing. The way she's transformed her life and what she's doing in investments. So today's segment is going to be about your financial part of your financial well-being and bringing more to building wealth, right? So let me tell you a little bit about Dr. Erin, sorry. Let me tell you a little bit about what she has done since becoming a real estate entrepreneur. She has syndicated a 104 unit in Houston, Texas. She's syndicated a 22 unit retail center in Tallahassee, Florida. She created a turnkey company that actually bought and sell cash flowing properties. And what she did is she fixed them up, and she then resold the homes so that people had a renter in place, property management in place, and it enabled people to come in at a very low dollar amount to invest in real estate and to start cash flowing. But she can kind of go into a little bit more about that. They're in 4 markets, actually 5, correct me if I'm wrong, Erin, but Ohio, Indiana, Florida, Texas, and Missouri. She has completed over 230 real estate buy and sell transactions in under 3.5 years. And she has maintained high referral rates and exceptional feedback from previous investors. But let me tell you, I just love you, Erin. She's provided help to my husband and I. We've learned so much from Erin. And thank you so much for being here today and everything that you do for our community. You make these things easy. So I just really want to thank you for that. And thank you for kind of spearheading and taking the risk and putting yourself out there so that others can learn from you.
You're awesome. That was quite the intro. I feel like I need Kleenex right now. And I want to put you in my pocket. Seriously, you're so kind. Well, Francine, I just think that you are near and dear to my heart because you are a woman that is not going to settle for bare minimum. You're a woman that's an overachiever and an overcomer. And I think it's awesome that you are setting the path for others out there. I apologize, y'all. This is my little one. Jackson, say hi. Yeah. Listen, Mama's going to finish up and then I'll be right with you, okay? Ask Taylor. Okay? Thank you, buddy. Sorry about that, y'all. Anyhow, so it's a delight and quite a pleasure to be on a call with you today. Okay, go in the room. Or you can get a book here. Here. Sorry, y'all. I apologize. You know how that works. It's just part of life, right? They're always going to come in and you at the most opportune times, right? There you go. Sit down, please. So anyhow, listen, I am delighted to be on your show today. And what my ultimate goal is really just to bring hope to those that never thought that they could ever have a possible way to get started in real estate. And when I share with others about the possibilities and how easy it is to get started in the real estate space, it will literally blow your stinking mind. Most people that I talk with never thought that they would find themselves in the position to be able to own real estate simply because there's a way for us to have a low buy-in for our investors. And not only that, there's other optimal ways that you can invest and you don't have to have the green cash right in your hand. And so I'm going to dig a little bit deeper into that. But I wanted to share with you that I am a mom of 5 beautiful, wonderful kids. I have a practice back in California with 21 wonderful team members / headaches. No, I'm just kidding. They're wonderful. Wonderful team members back there. And I was working in my practice and overworked, working many hours. Actually, I had 2 practices at the time. I was going back and forth between those 2 practices, seeing patients. And I was kind of running around with my head cut off, really. And I started to get some coaching and decided that I was going to change up my life and have more freedom and balance. And I learned how to delegate, y'all. If you do not know what delegate is, go look it up and take part, because it will literally free you. So I was that mom and that doctor in my practice that was trying to do the $10 an hour jobs because I want it done just so. And then I got opened up to this term of delegation, and I put it to work like nobody's business. And I was the doctor in the practice that was not doing much but treating patients, and everybody else on my team was doing everything for me. And I am so utterly grateful for them, because to be honest, I don't even know how to do half the stuff that they do. So it's a blessing to have them. Jack's Hunter. Nope, here. And so basically with that, it really just brought a lot of freedom. And as I started to free up my time in my practice, you're never going to believe what happened. I ended up making more money with less time, being able to outsource, I guess, so to speak, other items that I was trying to do for that $10 an hour wage. Now listen, because now I had this whole slew of time, I was working on patients, and I knew that I always wanted to get started in real estate. And I knew that that's how a lot of the multimillionaires were made, right? Over 90% of them, it's from real estate. And so I definitely knew that there was something to it. I lived in California. It's not the greatest place to invest. It's super costly. And I found a niche market that I really wanted to take part in, due to a friend kind of opening my eyes to that area. And so, believe it or not, now with that free time I had in practice between patients, I would be working on them, and then I would go to real estate and try and find the hottest, latest, greatest deal, right? And so I was able to make good use of my time when I was not with patients. And long story short, we started to accumulate properties, and within 2 years, we found ourselves owning 27 rental properties.
Awesome.
Now, some may think, gosh, she must be rich, or she's got to be a millionaire. How do you buy, 27 properties in 2 years? Listen, I'll just be frank with you. It was all about negotiations, finding the right deal, finding the way to structure it, and just negotiating the heck out of things. And so the reason that I tell you this is not to be pompous, not to brag, because anybody can do it. And just to give you an idea of how we accumulated so many. For example, I started on Craigslist. I would buy a pack of 4, I would sell off 3, keep 1 for free. Right? So it was getting really strategic, right? And you also had to negotiate down that top price, right? So It wasn't like I just bought the 4 and then I felt like I self-deserved. No, it was a matter of negotiating the deal to get it to the right price where I could take 1 for free. It wasn't, you know what I mean? So I was putting in my time and effort and really honing in on this skill set of negotiations, because it's very, very important, right? But not only that, I don't want to confuse you too much, but at one point we had access to a package of homes, right? And so what happened is the seller wanted to obviously sell the home. So I talked to him and negotiated the pricing on the homes. And then in turn, I would sell the property to another investor or potential investor. And that money, that spread that I made between what he sold it to me for and what I sold it to the next party for, I had a little bit of excess money, or commissions, so to speak. And so with those commissions, what we did is I put them in a little bucket. And within 30 days, I had sold 31 homes, right? So
Wow.
Imagine those commissions adding up, okay? Now, when those commissions added up, listen what I did next. This will blow your mind. So
I hope everybody's taking notes. I hope everyone's taking notes.
This is mind-boggling. I'm telling you, and I tell you this again, it's not anywhere to sound pompous. It's to give you hope, to know that, you know what, I'm just a peon. I'm nobody professional in real estate. As a matter of fact, I don't have my real estate license. You don't need one, and there's no reason to get one. It just makes you more vulnerable and you're more responsible, fiduciary-wise and so forth. And so you don't have to have all that schmuck. Don't think you need to have all of the certifications and licensing. You don't. But here's what I did, is I went back to the seller and I said, hey, listen, we negotiated this purchase price, right? So I want to take my credits and I want to turn them in for this property. Okay. So I did that. And lo and behold, he had like 70 homes and we sold a good handful of them. And so we were able to get roughly about 12 houses, so to speak, for free. Okay. So on paper, we bought them for $1, but really it was just our commissions. Well, he was happy because he was getting rid of his inventory, which is what he wanted to do. And I was happy because I didn't have to go pay taxes on $375,000 worth of real estate, right? So we made that a win-win. And as long as you can make a deal a win-win, it's going to be a success. So with that being said, you guys, that's exactly how we accumulated 27 properties. It wasn't because we had all this cash sitting around, right? It was becoming strategic and being business minded, and how can we make this, again, a win-win, right?
Right.
So basically what I'm getting at is there is possibility for you, one, with negotiations. Number two, let's talk about this because many people are not familiar. Most people, again, think that you need to have the green cash sitting in your bank account to buy these properties, and you don't. And mind you, on another note, these are not she-la-la fancy homes. You probably wouldn't want to live in one, and I certainly don't want to live in one, but they're about $50,000, let's say, priced homes, right? And they can get $700 to $750 rent on a $50,000 home. So everybody needs a place to live. Don't get caught up emotionally on, oh, it's not so pretty, or it's the dog on the street, or whatever it may be, right? Everybody's got to live someplace. So here's the next thing I want to tell you. When I share this with people, their mind is blown. You can actually take your money that is in with an IRA or with a 401k, and you can buy real estate with that. Now, some people will say, what? You can buy money with your 401k? Here's the caveat. If you still work for the company that you have a 401k, you cannot utilize those funds, or at least I don't know of any that you can actually use. You have to no longer be working with the company in order to take your 401k that could have been tied to stocks, bonds, mutual funds, and you put it with a different custodian that allows you to buy real estate. And if you're looking for one, I can certainly give you, I've been around the block with a few of them, and I know who the best ones are. There's two. And so you can actually direct that with a new custodian, and then you can in turn buy real estate. The other way that you can do it is, and I don't want to get too confusing with it to be too confusing, is you could have an IRA, traditional IRA, or you can have a Roth IRA. If you're not sure what those are, let me just share, give you just a little nugget on that. The traditional IRA, you're not going to pay taxes on that dollar that you receive from your check from your job, okay? That is a traditional. You're going to defer the taxes, and you're going to invest the money, and you will pay taxes on the harvest, so to speak, okay? You're going to pay it down the road. Why? Because some people think, you know what, I'm highly taxed now. I'm not going to hardly have any taxes in the future. I would way rather pay my taxes in the future. Okay, fine, so be it. Or you can be of the nature of, I would rather pay taxes now and never pay it on all the gains. That's what I would prefer. I hope that I'm going to be making more money in the future, so I would way rather pay the taxes on my seed money, okay? Now, the seed money, paying taxes on the seed money, it's something called a Roth IRA. Again, the Roth IRA is a vehicle that allows you to pay taxes right now and never again, okay? There is a problem with both the traditional and the Roth. They both have roughly a tap out max of $7,000 a year, okay? Now there is something called, well, that solo, a 401k, we can just stick with the 401k. You can obviously put in more money than that $7,000. And there's a couple other little vehicles that you can use as well. To keep it nice and even today, we'll just go with the Roth IRA, the traditional IRA, and the 401k. So all of those you can invest with. So when I share with my investors, did you know that you don't have to have the green cash? Have you got a 401k? Have you got an IRA? And a lot of individuals, believe it or not, say yes. So I share with them and teach them how to direct it with a new custodian, and then in turn be able to purchase real estate. And with that being said, we have had one gentleman that's bought 7 properties in Indianapolis and 8 properties in Ohio just in the last 5 months with their IRA that they had.
Wow.
That they transferred over. So it can be extremely powerful. We've had others that have bought in 1, others that have bought in 3. Now, in this real estate market, you have to understand when you're buying single family homes, there's going to be highs and there's going to be lows. Sometimes you'll have a tenant that moves out after a year and you have to go in and repaint the home or put in new flooring and that type of thing. So it truly, truly is a numbers game. Obviously, the more that you acquire those properties, the less liabilities, or the more you're able to handle those dropouts if a tenant moves out and that type of thing. So I always will tell an investor, look, if you're just here to buy one, it's probably not the best move for you. But if you're looking to acquire real estate for your portfolio, there's nothing more beautiful. We call it, you guys, mailbox money. You don't have to trade time for money. It literally is a set it and forget it. And that's been the most beautiful thing for our family is it's just another income stream, and it helps create freedom. God forbid if one of our streams of income drops off, we like to educate and share with others to make sure you have multiple streams so that you are not binded to that, losing that one job and not being able to take care of your family. It's preparing for a rainy day, and it's teaching your children how to stretch a buck. It's teaching your children how to put their money towards something that's going to yield them a return versus taking that hard-earned cash and flushing it down the toilet on other items.
Yes.
So
yes.
a lot of speaking. So Francine, now fire away with questions and anywhere you want to tweak the conversation to add value to your followers.
Yeah, no, I think that this has been amazing, and I think that what we can do is just have them message us if they want to know who those 2 custodians are, and maybe next month what we can do is go into a little bit more detail and find out where the questions are, and then we can answer some of those questions. Like, you gave me goosebumps.
Listen, y'all, there's nothing more powerful than being able to teach your children what it is that you learned.
Yes.
It's almost one of those things I wish I knew back then what I know now, right?
Yeah.
But now all we can do is equip our kids to have more success because they have the knowledge and we're leading by example versus just talking, right? So for example, my 16-year-old, when my daughter was 16, she bought her first investment property with her Roth IRA. And the thing that's great about that is children, when they get their hands on money, they want to go to the store and either buy makeup at Sephora or junk food at the liquor store, right? But what happens if that money that's in her Roth IRA now goes from the property manager to the custodian, and it gets put in her account, so it never exchanges and touches her hands. Yes. Otherwise, that would be considered a prohibited transaction. The money has to go straight from a property manager straight to your account. You can't intercept. And so she's not tempted to spend the money, and it's a matter of it growing enough so that she can then in turn go buy another property. So like I said, it's these properties, they're $50,000. Where can you go buy a property that's giving a $750 rent amount, right? And so I challenge you, if you're listening to this, just start with one, and you'll be surprised how quickly you're going to want to go clean out your house and accumulate that money so you can go buy another, because it becomes an addiction. It's a healthy addiction, but it really truly does become an addiction. You just want to acquire. And in doing so, we started with the single family residences, and we told all of our investors when we shared the foundation with them and what we were doing, that our goal was really to scale up into the multifamily space. Because it's a matter of, when you played Monopoly, did you want that greenhouse, or did you want the big red hotel that had 1 roof and 50 doors? On Boardwalk, please.
And Boardwalk, that's right.
So it's a matter of accumulating. But I will tell you, we have a lot of investors that prefer the single family, and they stay strictly with the single family. And we have investors that are staying in the single family, but they also are in the multifamily space too, so they can diversify their portfolio. So every investor is different. There's no right or wrong. It's a matter of opinion, right? And what you prefer to be your vehicle. I love diversifying and not putting all of my eggs in one basket. And when I say that, basically we invest into the multifamily space. We buy single family properties. We actually have a high-end Airbnb. We are the bank for other people. So there's different things that we do, again, to diversify. And the more you do that, the more freedom you're going to have, for sure.
Yeah, and I think people don't realize that we're actually trained to be consumers. We're not trained to be producers.
Yes. Yep.
And it's kind of like getting on the bike and riding it for the first time. You know, it's a little nerve-wracking and stuff, but if we stay where we are, where we were trained up to be, we're not going to grow. And our kids are going to have the same life, you know, that we had, stressed out. Like, our kids look at us and like, why do I want to be grown up? Right. You know, like, if you look at this next generation coming up, they don't want to grow up. They want to be kids. They don't want to be stressed out and worry about where the money's coming from. Or, you know, our situation, I got diagnosed with breast cancer. We lost my income. Then what do you do?
Right. No, absolutely.
Then what do you do? You know?
I think just at the end of the day, it's really to, like you said, you're on here to empower men and women and to let them know. My goal really is to let people know that there is another way and that there is hope. There's a way to get in the game, regardless whether you have money or not. And I am happy to get on a call with anyone and share with you, answer any questions that you have, but also just to bring hope to you and share with you different ways that you can be strategic to get in the game, because there is always a way. We all have a network of people that we're surrounded by, and you would be shocked by being able to tap into the people that you already know what you can do to get yourself in the game. So Francine
Yes.
will share my contact information. You can reach me on Facebook Messenger. It's the best way to get a hold of me. And I am happy to answer any questions and help point you in the right direction. Because if I help you get what you want, I will get what I want. I am not
That's right.
worried. And it's all about helping others and giving them a hand up to climb the ladder and get further in life.
Awesome. Erin, thank you so much. And as always, you do not disappoint. You provide amazing value. And I thank you so much for blessing our family and being in our life. And you've really made a difference for us. And thank you.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right. Have a good one, love.
You too.